All right, so that was book 2. Now we can jump into book 3 because I'm going to book 3 and I work on a few things because it's a few things in book 3 that I think I did need to edit while I'm trying to find them. I guess I can read some of the text as well. Right, so we'll start right here. So the notes say book 3. Let's see here. What do the notes say here? Book 2, book 3. All right, so book 3, we have just a few. Okay, signature friend, signature, and Matthew walks in on Connor Valet. Signature lets Folia out of the cage. ICA fantasy on the news. All right, so just a few things I need to adjust in book 3. I guess I'll introduce you to book 3, chapter 1. The setting is 2016. All right, and I'll start. The noisy alarm continued and woke Signature up abruptly, and he slowly opened his eyes. The mornings have been so crazy. I'm so distant from the happiest I want to be. Another morning cooking breakfast alone with a major plan. Signature rolled over and stepped out of bed directly into his slippers. Wiping his face with his dry hands, he blew out a deep inhale. Then he grabbed his robe from the armchair 6 feet away from his bed and put it on. Signature walked through his master bedroom and stretched his arms and couldn't help but grope his penis as he went towards the bathroom connected to the master bedroom. The bathroom was a decent decor with a granite marble sink with gold-plated faucet handles. The shower and jacuzzi were separated in 2 different corners of the spacious room. A signature had his initials printed into his towels and rags, just the letter S. Really, he did that because his favorite word to remember was selfishness, which is like greed, the biggest root to all evils in his opinion. At least I get to wake up and use this expensive-ass bathroom sometimes. Nevertheless, some gratification doesn't hurt. Signature brushed his own distress away and began brushing his teeth. In that process, Signature walked to a glass shower and pressed a few buttons that were built into the electric keypad system, and the shower instantly clicked to life. Amazing. Signature smiled as usual. All right, so as we see here, Signature wakes up in his condo loft apartment type of scenario that we have in the storyline, and he's going through some mental distress and immediately getting out of bed. So, we see the mentality of who Signature is in the story when he's pushing that away, brushing that off, and he's looking at the jacuzzi, the shower, the gold faucet handles in the bathroom, this and that, to keep yourself motivated, keep yourself in a positive spirit. He's showing having some gratification moments there, right? Cool. All right, now I'll continue. I'll go a little bit into chapter 1, and then we're going to breeze through because we're trying to find some errors in the text. Just as he was about to enter the shower, he was rudely interrupted by his feline twirling around his leg in a circle. Folia, what's your business this morning? Signature tried to nudge her away with his foot to no avail, and she forced him to pick her up with both hands. She weighed 16 pounds, and she was 5 feet tall on 2 legs, with golden eyes and black and silver fur, slick as a snow leopard. Give me kisses. Signature whispered out loud to Folia. She was like his best friend. With her, he knew no wrongs. Every week she was groomed, and twice a day she was fed. Signature had just moved into his new condo 9 months ago, And his most beautiful adornment was Folia. She added the quality to his life he so desperately needed, especially at the moments where his past would attempt to haunt him mentally. She was like his own personal secret therapist, one he could share anything with without saying words verbally to explain it all. Like their very own little sign language. All right, my lady, let's go. Daddy has to shower alone. Out you go. 8 hours of sleep wasn't enough, I guess, now was it? Signature walked into the master bedroom and laid Folia onto the queen-size bed and backed away slowly. Signature attempted to smile gently, for he knew Folia was quickly and likely to pounce right onto the soft plush carpet and wrap around his legs in one simple stride. So the trick was the scene promising of a quick return. Surprisingly, she footed around the disheveled abode and pawed the lump of blanket and returned to her own business. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. Signature laughed to himself and shut the bathroom door. All right, so book 3, chapter 1, we're seeing a scene of Signature and his best friend, which is his feline cat, and his condo, right? And almost like a love scene with his feline cat, his own animal, his own pet. He feels so appreciative of the feline cat is what we get from the text. All right. Now we're gonna skip along here because we're looking for errors. Editing. All right. Nothing there. All right. So. Okay, I guess we can go into this. Let's see. All right, so that was the first section I was reading out of. Now we skip through the second section. All right, the second section is about Signature as well. The third section is also a scene of Signature as well. All right, so we're just gonna stop right here in the third section. I'll read some of this text right here. Signature put together his game plan as he moved into the living room and jumped on the sofa very comfortably. He pressed a button on the remote and the TV popped on right where he left it, ESPN. Not surprisingly, Folia stalked around him with suspicious eyes and Signature grinned evilly. He knew she always wanted to challenge him no matter what, and she was honestly fighting him for control for every square footage of the condo. He couldn't help but find it ironic that he paid $1 million for it, and Folia was trying to push him around in it as the sports news blared from the TV. Excuse me. As the sports news blared from the TV, Signature couldn't help but zone in on Monica as she came to mind. He began looking at photos of them they'd taken together as they walked through Central Park and down avenues along Times Square. Signature and Monica had begun pursuing the business plan he had set out to complete, and so far she proved to be a valuable partner. She helped him set up an LLC, and through one of her mother's contacts, his company became legitimate, and his LLC had a $5 million balance. Signature and Monica first purchased the condo for $1 million, and the goal was for the condo to become an asset in a course of time. And Signature and Monica had used $2.5 million to get the car dealership started. $1 million on inventory, $250,000 on insurance, and $250,000 on miscellaneous items for the office, plus $1 million line of credit out towards the office building itself, and some money for the employees to be paid up for a year regardless of earnings, and over $500,000 in case of emergencies or local zoning fees or ordinances, and just in case of a deal falling through or if someone tried to sue the company. One second. It's an error I'm looking at, right? So, all right, I'll start it over. All right. So as you see, we go on with the flow, and we editing errors in the text. As I'm reading. So I start that paragraph over. Signature put together his game plan as he moved into the living room and jumped on the sofa very comfortably. He pressed the button on the remote and the TV popped on right where he left it, ESPN. Not surprisingly, Folia stalked around him with suspicious eyes, and Signature grinned evilly. He knew she always wanted to challenge him no matter what, and she was honestly fighting him for control of every square footage of the condo. He couldn't help but find it ironic that he paid $1 million for it, and Folia was trying to push him around in it. As the sports news blared from the TV, Signature couldn't help but zone in on Monica as she came to mind. He began looking at photos of them they'd taken together as they walked through Central Park and down avenues along Times Square. Signature and Monica had begun pursuing the business plan he had set out to complete, and so far she had proved to be a valuable partner. She helped him set up the LLC, and through one of her mother's contacts, his company became legitimate, and his LLC had a $5 million balance. Signature and Monica first purchased the condo for $1 million, and the goal was for the condo to become an asset in a course of time. And Signature and Monica had used $2.5 million to get the condo dealership started. $2.5 million to get the car dealership started. $1 million on inventory, $250,000 on insurance, and $250,000 on miscellaneous items for the office, plus $1 million line of credit out towards the office building itself, and some money for the employees to be paid for up to a year, regardless of their earnings, and over $500,000 in case of emergencies or local zoning fees or ordinances. And just in case of a deal falling through or someone tried to sue the company, there was some reserve as well for that. I'm so upset. She's the most beautiful woman I ever had, the one I want to share this with. Though it's business, and the question of whether or not we were going to mix this was never answered officially, but we had amazing sex just one time. Her family is classy, and I'm a degenerate being chased by police. Technically, how would a frankly wanted guy from Harlem get a blessing from them? What the hell? Maybe she deserves better. Maybe I'm not rich enough. Her boyfriend already owns a company his father left him. Signature stressed himself about Monica Greco as he sat looking at pictures of her they took together. What he didn't know was that Monica's boyfriend was already dead, though she never revealed that to him, and his anxiety and depression thickened. Folia came to his aid in perfect time, and as always, Signature rubbed Folia until his mind went back into getting loyal out of prison, and then his demeanor turned back into one of determination and optimism. All right. So that's the end of chapter 1 of book 3. We're discussing signature. We're discussing Courage Major, aka Signature, and we have him in the condo scene where he wakes up, he's a little groggy, a little under the weather, he's not really feeling too hot, not really feeling too motivated, things of that nature. And, he got to go in the bathroom, wash his face, brush his teeth, realize, everything, and he feels some gratification, and, he keep it moving. And then we continue, and we go through the scene of where he jumps on the couch, he relaxing, his feline cat is, stalking around him. They playing a little game together. Folia is eyeing him down. He's eyeing Folia down. Almost like they're arch enemies themselves, right? and that's just the love, the love and romance. You know what I'm saying? The love and romance between Signature and Folia, his feline cat. You know what I'm saying? She's claiming her territory, he's claiming his territory, and whatnot. Meanwhile, he starts thinking about Monica Greco, the co-main character of the whole story of Equal Differences, and when he's thinking about Monica Greco, he goes into thinking about how much of a good business relationship they've started. $5 million is what they inserted into an LLC and started a car dealership, and stuff like that. And now everything's afloat. So, but he's confused. He's in a position of discomfort, so to say, because he's in love with her, but they're in business, so he's not sure how far they'll go, even though they already took another step into a personal relationship, right? So they kind of made a promise in the previous chapter that they would definitely go forward with the business aspect of their relationship. And so now here we are in book 3, we see that taking course with the car dealership and so on and so forth. And again, he's in love with her. They showing some lines of being in love with each other. So then we got to keep reading to see where that go, right? So we just looking for errors in and around all of that. We found a few errors there where I just was reading that. Now, I didn't skip all the way ahead. I was just describing the scene that we just was, reading in Equal Differences, book 3. So now I'm skipping ahead, looking for errors in the text, in the dialogue. And, like I said, it's been about a month or so since the last 12 chapters have been released. So it's been almost a month or two, maybe like a month and a half, where I just been centered around editing Equal Differences, before I go any further. All right, so here we are, because I have a note here. Something here that needs to be fixed. So what chapter is this? This is chapter... Loyal sat in a quiet parking lot just a block away from the New York Yankee Stadium, awaiting Rushy to arrive. This place was busy and not too noticeable at this hour. Any one person wouldn't stand out within the traffic. The day was easing into evening very nicely, and Loyal sat in his red Mercury behind a nice tinted window. The week had been hectic, and that put him in a position where he had to switch vehicles to maintain cover and evade attention. Excuse me. I wonder how many bricks this rat got. I want all of it. H.I. thought very deviously. All right. Chapter 7, Book 2. Before Loyal knew it, a black limousine pulled up and sat directly in front of his parked car. Ring, ring, ring. What's up, Dunny? H.I. answered very coolly. Come on, man. Get your ass in his limo, fool. Ha 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 ha. Rushy laughed as he hung up the phone. Loyal grabbed his blunt and his second cell phone from the center console and turned the car off and jumped from the driver's side and hustled to the limousine. And this is all about, are you being cute today? Loyal confronted Rushy immediately as he entered the vehicle and sat across from him. Well, I'm feeling good right now. I think we have a celebratory moment here, and I accomplished the first plan. 9 ounces on the floor. Rushy clapped hands and pointed towards the floor of the limo, indicating towards a black bag. Loyal stopped speaking momentarily in a stunned amazement. He opened the bag and raised his eyebrows like he was about to hit the jackpot on some free currency as he stuck one hand inside of it. Okay, I see this looks as good as it sounded. How did it all go? We sat for a moment in a club, talked, discussed the plans, and how we would operate together. He wanted to know who was going to get rid of it for us. I let the stickhead know that was way too much information. Nonetheless, we shook hands and I passed him 12,000. I put extra on top just to make him happy, buttering him up some. Let him know that check around and we ain't playing. Loyal sat in surprise and nodded slowly as the details came from his partner in crime. He exchanged surprised glances and remarks under his breath as he examined the quality of cocaine. So what's up with his partner? Have you heard anything from him? Where was he? So what's up with his partner? Have you heard anything from him? Was he there? H.I. Right? You see, I'm reading over the text and there's errors all in the text, right? I'm just showing you how the process is, right? Like how much you gotta go over the same paragraphs, the same sentences, same lines over and over again to catch the errors in the text, right? So it's a very in-depth detail that you must apply. It's a difference in literature. So when I'm doing, for instance, if we write in 10,000 AH3, the poetry, it'll be 50 poems. But again, whether the poem is long or short, whether it's a lot of stanzas or just one stanza, it's still not that much editing that needs to be done. So poetry is kind of like a real faster process at the end of the day. It's not that much, excuse me, it's not that much editing at the end of the day, right? So that's the difference with poetry and then, actually writing like a novel or book with a different subject matter. So here we are, equal differences, and as you see, I'm reading through the text and the dialogue. Is small errors and stuff like that. Now, after my first initial edit over the whole text, now it's still some small errors, that I'm trying to go over and scrub real quick and clean up, so that way I can get the whole 48 chapters back, up and available. And then we can just continue and continue writing the next manuscript for the next pieces of the story. So here we have Loyal and Rushy after they made their first deal with the off-brand wannabe type, the guy Pressure and Luddy, right? Two characters. Two informants that these guys are doing or kind of like doing a transaction with contraband. Pressure and Luddy. Again, you read through if you read through book 1 in those chapters, maybe book 2 in these chapters. This is book 2, chapter 7. And you read through these chapters in those books, and you'll see the detail behind those characters, Luddy and Pressure and Luddy. And not Pressure with an A, Presha, Pressure, and Luddy, Luddy. Those two characters, like a two-man team, and again, they're informants. I'll give you that much detail, and that aspect, they're doing some kind of transaction with Rushy, which is Loyal's, close confidant, and so they're in the limousine where they're trying to, forward their next move in regards of these other two guys, right? So here it is, and I'll continue. Loyal sat in surprise and nodded slowly as the details came from his partner in crime. He exchanged glances and remarks under his breath as he examined the quality of the cocaine. So what's up with his partner? Have you heard anything from him? Was he there? Loyal investigated this point. Yeah, Pressure and Luddy, both some clowns. Real weird dudes that don't even notice it themselves. Strange dudes. I could have shot them then and there, truthfully. Rushy laughed to curb the edge of his seriousness, though his tone did not hide his true passion. Interesting. They must really trust you then, B. Facts. If that be so, then we might be able to score a real amount from them. Though there's one thing we gotta clear together right now. Loyal made a face of uncertainty. Alright. Slight pause here. To insert something. Alright. So, Loyal made a face of uncertainty. What the hell is it? Rushy made prayer hands. Alright. Signature. Man. I haven't even spoke to him about this shit. The dude's so occupied with some other business he got going on. We already made this happen though, nevertheless. How do you feel about that? I mean, it's definitely almost too late to compromise the plan now, if you ask me. H.I. began making pleas in a clever way to confirm that Rushy was still on board. Well, my goon, I'm the one that sat with them both already. So you know I ain't turning around. This already got my fingerprint on it. And not to mention, I want to take them birds. If we bring some free 36s to the table with Signature, we might get a better payoff from our packages. I'm just thinking strategically, feel me? Rushy sternly gave his piece to Loyal in allegiance. Alright. He's just going through some little clerical errors and cleaning some of the text up. Right? And making sure we adjust some character detail here. So now we continue to the next pieces of dialogue. And I'm not sure how long this section is here, but we'll continue. Because I want to finish this and skip to another piece of maybe it's book 3, I think. Because it's going to be a fun read with the dialogue and how that went in the section that I'm thinking of. All right, so let's finish this real quick. Bet. We on. Set the meat. But orchestrate more if you can. Don't spook them, though. Just try to get 2 to 4 bricks, whatever feels the most comfortable at that moment on Convo. We can come up with our play once they agree. Yo, dude, listen. I need you on this, dude. We cannot fail with this. Signature already don't know. If something goes wrong, we're dead. Loyal eyes were wide open with adrenaline. All right. So you see, I'm trying to kind of give you an idea of how they're speaking to each other. And I'm giving you the personality. I'm trying to show you the personality of the characters as well. But I'm really just trying to edit and do all that at once so we can save some time. So I'll continue. Word up, kid. It's up. I'm with whatever it takes. I just need to figure out how we're going to get to the safe they're sitting on, where it's at, and all. Rushy blew frustration through his nose as if his mission was totally out of reach. Well, listen, dude. Listen to him when you speak to him. You know we going to have to take it back to like 1997 or something. Real homework is what it might take. Unless you get pressure talking to you, you might not find a hint. Whatever then. Let's move on it regardless. Risk is what it is. H.I. pulled a new bottle of champagne from the cooler in the limousine compartment and began to prepare to pour up 2 glasses. Before he could finish, his phone rang like he was the president receiving news about a state of emergency. All right. Yeah, these guys here. Sheesh. My guys, stop spilling that champagne. That's a $200 bottle that came with this damn limo. Rushy hurriedly snatched the bottle from Lawyer and tried to do damage control. This damn phone, excuse me, bro, I'm messing up. I know it's probably my girl calling. H.I. pulled out a knot of money the size of a softball in order to get his phone out of his pocket. Oh, sheesh. Ain't nobody but Rita. What is she wanting? Louis picked up the phone coolly. All right. Yes, Brazil. Yes, Rita. How can I help you? I'm trying to contact your brother. Where is he? H.I. laughed. Right? You see the errors in the character details, and it's the first take. We just going right over and editing it as we talking. You laughed. Oh, he's not with you. I know that's your little buddy. I had no idea myself. All right. Okay. Yeah. Tell him I'm looking for his ass. Click. All right. The phone hung up. Hey, B, this broad just hung up on me and all that after I spilled that champagne. Give me my glass, man. Loyal immediately began drowning his alcohol speedily before he could become any more agitated. The 2 friends sped throughout New York City, drinking the night away in traffic behind tent, laughing at stories from behind them in their boyhood days, both knowing their lives were both in jeopardy. Right? You see that word both was twice in the line in the sentence. Another error. Small error, but this is what we doing. Cleaning up the text. Both knowing their lives were in jeopardy within the game they had just initiated without anyone else knowing what they were planning to do. All right, let's see. This is chapter 8.